100% coverage of undergraduate tuition fees. Again, here also after MOE, they also need MOE requirement. So this also is MOE based scholarship. Then they will be giving you 6,000 Singapore dollar allowance as a 3.75 lakh rupees per annum. Apart from that, 1750 one-time computer allowance, which is around 1.1 lakh rupees, and then one-time settling in allowance, that is 12,000 rupees. So there the allowances are on a little lower side, but still good, because your entire tuition fees would be covered. Rest you can cover with your part-time working there in Singapore. Okay. Here also you just like you will be having this living allowance, which will be will be covering your food allowance and your daily requirements, because either way they are covering your accommodation, they are covering your tuition fees, and MOE is covering your giving you a subsidized education fees. Namaskar, Adab, Shastrayakal aur Khushamdeed. Very good evening to all of you people. This is your Master DJ Harshvyam, who is going to talk about National University of Singapore, that is NUS, today in this video. A lot of students had asked for this video and they were demanding that, sir, there is a lot of beautiful opportunity there in Singapore. Too many startups are getting registered in Singapore. A lot of Indian businessmen are moving towards Singapore because of its tax structures and at the same time the growth mentality and the mindset of the people residing in Singapore. And that's the biggest reason why, despite getting independent in some 1960s, Singapore has done a tremendous and a remarkable work in the arena of science and technology, medical, healthcare, and whatnot. In fact, almost every domain they have gained pretty good momentum. So here I am with the college, the best college of Singapore, that is National University of Singapore, having a world QS ranking of world QS ranking of 8, and also government is trying to attract the best talent of from the entire world and have students there in their universities to study in their best college and have all the best facilities, and hence moving forward in a very positive manner in their career. So let me get into this this college video in a detail. So here we go. Before starting, now let me tell you, this is completely correct. It's not a clickbaitish thumbnail. This is completely correct. At the end of the video, I will even prove this, that this is the amount which government is spending over students. So let me tell you what's the detail before starting on. If you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel so that you can get all these beautiful content, useful content on time. Okay, and we have a Telegram group as well. Here in this Telegram group, you can get all the free content, the PDFs, the notes, and even the links, the important links to apply to these colleges, to these universities, you'll get in this Telegram group. Okay, so here we go. First of all, let's get started with National University of Singapore, a very beautiful campus they have. This is situated in Lower Kent Ridge Road, Singapore. This is a public university. It's a government-funded university established in 1980s. It has got a 370 acres of campus, world ranking of 8. Now, moving forward, what's the expense of living in Singapore? So, rented accommodation may cost somewhere around 950 Singapore dollar to 2,700 Singapore dollar. Now, how much does this cost? So, 1 Singapore dollar, 1 SGD is basically around 63 Indian national rupees. So, having this conversion in mind, when I converted this, it comes somewhere around 60,000 rupees to 1,60,000 rupees per month, rented accommodation. And food and groceries, they are more or less same. So 250 SGD to 400 SGD, that brings somewhere around 20,000 rupees per month. So if you take this 20,000 and if I take a average kind of thing, 80,000 rupees for a rented accommodation, 80 and 20, that makes 1 lakh rupees per month for staying in Singapore. This is the basic expenditure which you need in Singapore. Okay. Now moving forward, if this is the basic need, now moving forward, how much you would be able to earn there. So as a student, when a student goes there and works part-time, based on the government norms and the average payout, a student is able to get a salary of somewhere around 1.75 lakh rupees per month on an average in working in a part-time. So this is the salary structure which a student is able to get. Now moving forward, so 1 lakh rupees is the expenditure for staying there. 75,000 is in your hands. Now what you will do with the 75,000? So there are total 69 undergraduate programs in NUS running currently and 211 postgraduate programs. So in undergraduate, if we specifically see, there are engineering and technology, there are total 22 streams which you can choose from. Now moving forward, there are two type of courses in engineering and science. First is bachelor's degree, which is of 3 years, and there is a bachelor's with honors degree, which is 4 years, which is equivalent to Indian BTech. Okay, so BTech degree you can say is of 4 years. If you take only bachelor's degree, which we call bachelor's degree or BSc degree here in India also, like IIT Madras has launched a BSc degree, online BS degree. There also we have a 3 years exit option. So it's similar to that. Now moving forward, here comes the price of the university. So there are basically two type of prices. First price is basically a grant applicable price, and second is the entire fees payable by the student, non-grant seat. So grant seat is a seat where government pays half of your tuition fees, and hence in fact more than half of your tuition fees, and then you get the seat, the tuition fees at a subsidized rate. So say for example, if you are going to that college, to that university completely funded by your own self and you are not taking any help, then your tuition fees would be 24.7 lakh rupees per annum, roughly 25 lakh rupees per annum. This this is 40,000, roughly 40,000 Singapore dollar, converted to Indian national rupees, it's 25 lakh rupees. Now, there is a grant which is called as MOE. MOE stands for Ministry of Education Tuition Grant. This grant is given to all international students. So even students coming from India or outside India, they are applicable. There are certain terms and conditions that I'll talk about later. But if you get that grant, then your fees would be 11.9, that is roughly 12 lakh rupees per annum. Although this is also pretty high, but accordingly the cost of living and the payouts which you will get in Singapore is according to that only. So if you get that grant from government, which is not very tough in getting that grant, in fact it is easy. The conditions on that grant is on a little harsher side, but it is easy to get a grant in Singapore. If you get that grant, your fees will be 12 lakh rupees per annum. Now moving forward, now what's the condition? So condition is that first, the Ministry of Education Tuition Grant Program is a Singapore government program that helps eligible student pay for tuition, selected full-time diploma and undergraduate courses. So this is for them. This is the condition. Tuition grant recipients who are permanent residents or international students must serve a 3-year bond after graduation. So what is this 3-year bond? So basically the government says that if you have got this grant or if you have taken the benefit of this Ministry of Education grant, you will have to serve a bond of 3 years that you will be staying in Singapore and you will be working in Singapore only. So this bond is there, and that is why government is subsidizing the cost of study there. This is the grant that you won't be leaving Singapore for 3 years. It does not mean that you can't visit your home country or you can't visit your home place, but it's just like that you will be staying or you will be stationed in Singapore. You will be getting a job in Singapore and working there only, so that their GDP can increase. That's the idea. Now moving forward, next is, as you select your course choice, do indicate your interest to apply for tuition grant. So if you wish to apply for tuition grant, you need to indicate your choice at that very moment. If you are offered a course and have been informed that you can register for tuition grant, you can submit your application through the TGNS portal. That's a government portal. You can apply there. MOE, Ministry of Education.gov.sg/financial matters. So there you can apply for your tuition grant. Okay. Now, moving forward, Indians, so what is the eligibility for even the college admission and the tuition grant? That you should be 12th passed. Thereafter, a good pass in 5 subjects including English as well. Prospective students are generally expected to have a good academic record in addition to satisfying the subject prerequisites for the programs they are applying to. Okay, so if you have not passed, then also you are allowed, but you are expected that your academic transcripts should show that you are a good student, and hence even in your grade 12s, once it gets completed, you will be having good grades. Okay, now moving forward, next is, so there are different courses and different requirements. Let's focus on this computer engineering. This is one of the engineering branch. Here subject requirement is that 12 years of education, that is class 12 pass, in mathematics, physics or chemistry. So physics or chemistry, one is required. So if you have both, that's also fine, but mathematics is mandatory. Students without 12-year high school physics would be required to take specific physics bridging courses in Singapore. So in Singapore, if you have not got physics, but that's a very rare chance, selection test, and the good part is that there is no selection test or interview. In this college, you actually don't need to give any written test. You don't need to qualify anything. If you are good at academics, they will take you. So whatever good you have done in here in India, that would work in Singapore. So that's a very good part. You don't need to go through any other further test. Next is common computer science program. So again, in almost all of the courses, they don't have any selection criteria. They have selection criteria only in architecture, then in dentistry, and yeah, that's it. Even like in medical and architecture courses, they have selection criteria or the tests. Now, good part is that their international applications portal is open right now. It has opened on 20th of November and it will go till 26th of February 2025. So any student who is willing to apply to Singapore, to particularly National University of Singapore, can actually apply right now. Okay, every year this is the timeline when their application opens. Now, applicable for Indian students, NUS International Undergraduate Scholarship and Science and Technology Undergraduate Scholarship. Now, this is a good part again. So basically, the scholarship which I have just now informed, that's a government scholarship which government will be giving you. But apart from that, National University of Singapore itself, a government institution, they do also have their own funds, and they also can further give you scholarship to cover that 12 lakh rupees per annum also. So literally, if you are a very bright student, it can actually mean that you will be studying absolutely free of cost in Singapore. It can actually mean that. How? So there are two further scholarships. One is National University of Singapore, NUS International Undergraduate Scholarship, being offered by the college itself, and then Science and Technology Undergraduate Scholarship, again being offered by the college itself. Now what happens here? The NUS International Undergraduate Scholarship is offered to support exceptional international students from all countries, mind it, all countries, except Singapore. So this is not for their resident, with outstanding achievements. Now, eligibility is that citizen of all countries except Singapore have strong leadership qualities and potential, fine. Have outstanding co-curricular activities, great. Possess outstanding high school results, applying for admission for a full-time undergraduate degree programs at NUS. Take. These are the requirements, but along with this, there is one more requirement. I'll tell you that requirement later on. But what are the benefits? First of all, 100% coverage of subsidized undergraduate tuition fees. So this is the requirement. In this scholarship, you have to be eligible to this scholarship, NUS International Undergraduate Scholarship. Then you need to already be eligible for MOE tuition grant. So what they are saying that we won't be giving you any scholarship if you have not got the scholarship of MOE. So if you have got the scholarship of MOE tuition grant, means your tuition fees has already been subsidized half. Then on the remaining half, we will give you the scholarship, and that is NUS International Undergraduate Scholarship. I hope you understood that. So they will be giving you after the scholarship. So if you are after MOE tuition grant scholarship, recipient must take up the MOE tuition grant, then only they will give you the scholarship. And what would be the scholarship? So the remaining part of the college fees they would cover. So 100% coverage of the subsidized tuition fees. Then apart from that, they will give you 3.65 lakh rupees as an annual living allowance. 3.65 lakh rupees, roughly 30,000 rupees for an annual allowance. But along with this, they would give you 1.1 lakh rupees as a one-time computer allowance upon enrollment. So that's a one-time, fine, for your computers, like for your laptop. Thereafter, 5,000 Singapore dollar, that is 3.15 lakh rupees annual accommodation allowance. Means this 3 lakh rupees, roughly it's coming to 6.75 lakh rupees, something of that sort. Means roughly 55,000 rupees monthly they would be giving you as an allowance for staying there and having food there. Great part. Now moving forward, students are required to take up MOE tuition grant to receive the scholarship. The scholarship will be renewed every semester provided the scholarship holder maintains a grade of point average GPA at least 3.5. This 3.5 is out of 5. So out of 5 you have to maintain a 3.5 or above grades. And at the same time, science and technology. Okay, so here let me tell you. So basically, even they would be providing you accommodation inside the campus, and inside the campus accommodation is at a subsidized rate. So that's not the general rate which I have shown you, which is otherwise in all other parts of Singapore. But if you go to university accommodation, there it would be at a subsidized rate, and hence what I wanted to say, that if you get this 50 or 55,000 rupees per month living allowance and accommodation allowance, this amount would be itself very sufficient for your entire coverage of your staying there, having food there, your accommodations, your tuition fees. So you need to get these two scholarships. First, Ministry of Education grant, and along with that National University of Singapore scholarship. So if you get these two grants, your 100% education is free in Singapore. Obviously, this will have their own consequences also, because first of all, you'll have to sign a 3-year bond for staying in Singapore, and second, that you will obviously be very, you should be very meritorious and a bright student to get this. But if you get this, that's like you're sorted there. Now moving forward, so say for example, even if you have got one, still a lot of students might think that, sir, I'll be able to fund my own studies. Nothing to worry. That's fine. No issues. Now moving forward, the next scholarship is Science and Technology Undergraduate Scholarship, is a freshman scholarship offered to support outstanding Asian students excluding Singapore citizens. So again, this is for Asian countries. Now here what happens, that eligibility is that citizen of Asian country excluding Singapore, have strong leadership, have excellent co-curricular, possess outstanding school, then applying for admissions to full-time courses in computing, engineering, excluding infrastructure and project management, or science excluding environmental studies and pharmacy at NUS. ठीक है? 100% coverage of undergraduate tuition fees. Again, here also after MOE, they also need MOE requirement. So this also is MOE based scholarship. Then they will be giving you 6,000 Singapore dollar allowance as a 3.75 lakh rupees per annum. Apart from that, 1750 one-time computer allowance, which is around 1.1 lakh rupees, and then one-time settling in allowance, that is 12,000 rupees. So there the allowances are on a little lower side, but still good, because your entire tuition fees would be covered. Rest you can cover with your part-time working there in Singapore. Okay. So this is the entire information. Moving forward, annual accommodation allowance equivalent to the lowest double room rate for on-campus accommodation. So in this scholarship, on-campus accommodation, for that they are not giving money, but they would be covering that. So this benefit also comes in this scholarship. Now travel allowance for to and fro incoming passage from home country to Singapore at the start of program, and return passage between Singapore to home country after the completion of program. So one to and fro air ticket would be given for the entire program. That is also there. So here also the benefits are pretty decent, pretty as awesome. Here also you just like you will be having this living allowance, which will be covering your food allowance and your daily requirements, because either way they are covering your accommodation, they are covering your tuition fees, and MOE is covering your giving you a subsidized education fees. Okay, so most of these things are covered. Now moving forward, the scholarship is awarded to freshmen pursuing full-time undergraduate programs at NUS, School of Computing, College of Design, School of Computing, College of Humanities and Science. These all courses are covered in this. Okay. And what are the requirements? So students are required to take up MOE tuition grant. Scholarship will be renewed every semester based on this, and at least 3.5 is required. Fine. That's the same requirement. So yes, that was all. So I hope you understood and you got the idea that how you can get into NUS. NUS is one of the best college across world, the best in Singapore obviously, and one of the best college in Asian countries as well. So it has got a very good exposure, and a lot of people are trying to get there. Okay, so if you got a good luck, if you got a good co-curricular activity record, your good academics, you will surely be there. And the two scholarship which I have mentioned, MOE, that is Ministry of Education tuition grant, and along with that one more scholarship, either NUS or Science and Technology scholarship. If you get that, your entire education fees is free. So let me know in the comments box, did you like the video or not? And if you need any other video explaining any other concept, any other college, any other scholarship, any other particular country, I would be happy doing that. Just mention that in the comment box. I tried helping you as much as I can, but still if there would be some points which I would not have been able to cover, so you can very freely reach out to me or to my team for getting that help or getting that counseling or getting that information for that matter. So how you can do that? There is a link in the description box, given in the description box. You can click on that link, fill all your details. You'll get a call back from my team within 48 hours. Why asking 48 hours? Because this service is absolutely free of cost. Hence, we are getting a high call volume. So you'll be getting a call within 48 hours. You can ask all your doubts. You can clear all your points and on all your information you can get from my team. Thereafter you can decide. Okay, so we would be happy helping you. You can just drop down your like details, and my team would be connecting with you to give you all the details. Okay, fine. So that was all for this session. Hope you loved and enjoyed it. With this, it's time to say a goodbye. See you all in the next session. Till then, bye bye, take care.